This episode of Two Beers Till Takeoff is sponsored by No Days Wasted, a leader in the hangover supplement industry. Listeners can now get 15% off their next purchase by using promo code 2beers. That's 2beers, beers in capital at checkout. Live life or your next trip to the maximum with No Days Wasted.
Hello and welcome to Two Beers Till Takeoff, the podcast inspired by conversations overheard at the airport bar. Join Phil as he grabs a couple of beers and chats with interesting people from around the world, sharing expert knowledge and hilarious stories that you won't find in your guidebook. So pull up a stool and get ready for an adventure as we explore worlds of travel and beyond with Two Beers Till Takeoff.
4 hours in a Taliban headquarters.
I had dog meat in Laos.
Was it Golden Retriever?
Smack a dirty old smooch on our beautiful fish right here.
He didn't die, but he fell down the side of the mountain.
Hello and welcome to Two Beers Till Takeoff. My name is Phil, and listeners will want to stick around till the end of this episode as my guest and I will be doing our top 5 cheapest destinations to visit. In this economy, you need these 5 destinations. Our guest today is a YouTuber, and fun fact, at least once in his life, he has been to band camp. Recently, he has accomplished the amazing feat of traveling from Ireland all the way to Japan. Welcome to the show, one of my favorites, small-brained American, aka Connor McBee. What's going on, buddy?
Thanks for having me, boss. Quite the intro as always. Very nice. Feel like a rock star.
Did you actually go to band camp?
Oh, I went to many band camps. Yeah, played drums for
I fucking knew
7,
it.
8 years. Yeah, I'm a band nerd, dude, through and through.
What'd you think of American Pie? Was that like a moment for you in your life? You're like,
I
I want to be like Jim.
It gave band kids a reputation of being very sexually charged. So I guess that's like the only cool thing that we had going for us, like in high school. Like people would reference it, like, ha, yeah, like we're cool too.
You
We're
guys
not
are just
all
horny.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But dude, listen, we can't overlook that. Yeah, the amazing accomplishment. First of all, congratulations on completing the journey. I know it wasn't in the way that you originally had planned it, but hey,
Yeah.
you improvise, you adapt, and here you are. You've completed it. What's it like?
Thanks. Honestly, man, thank you for that little, singing my praises. I mean, it was tough, dude. I mean, it took me a year. It took me all my savings. I had to sell a motorcycle. I sold all my shit to get enough money
Sold the
in
kidney.
Bulgaria. Yeah, sold a kidney to the Russian army. Had to volunteer in Ukraine. Just no. But I mean, it was tough, man. It was like one of the hardest things I've done for sure. Like I think like about halfway through, I realized I had bitten off a little more than I could chew, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I remember looking at my savings account when I was in Ukraine, and I was like, "Actually, I don't think I can do this." So that was kind of tough. I had to bite the bullet there in Eastern Europe. But I mean, once I sold the bike, honestly, man, things got way better. Like it was way easier to travel. I didn't have to plan as much. Borders were super easy.
You also hit countries where I think, like, it just in contrast to Europe, like India and some of the other countries in Southeast Asia and stuff like that, that are a lot more affordable for a traveler, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like the thing with those countries is like to get the bike in would have to be extremely expensive. Ironically, like to India, Pakistan, Iran, like all the Middle Eastern countries, surprise, they make it hard for Americans to get across. So, no, man, once I saw the bike, like it was smooth sailing, man. Like took buses and trains, and there's a few borders we had to fly over. Like Nolan and I took a flight to Iraq, and then I took a flight to Pakistan or India, but I tried to make it interesting, and I walked across the Pakistan border. I took a bus to Cambodia, Vietnam, and stuff. So, and then my girlfriend and I took the train all the way from southern Vietnam all the way to the tippy top to the north. So that was cool, So I tried to like mix it up, and I didn't want to just like be taking flights all the time. I feel like that's just boring. So yeah, it was a good time, but it was very hard.
Yeah, I think it's something that isn't as advertised when you do a long trip. There's some secondary effects that you may have not realized, not necessarily just on your budget, but in terms of your mental health. You know what I mean? Like missing home. it's these little things that you only kind of experience when you do it because nobody else really talks about it. What are some of the things that you experienced when you were out there?
Um, like challenges, you mean?
Yeah,
Um,
let's get deep.
Honestly, man, it was really just the borders, dude. Like even like the second you leave Europe, it becomes really challenging. Like even like in Europe, like within Europe, outside of the EU, so like Ukraine, Moldova, Transnistria, like even those countries were like relatively easy. It's just like the U.S. Mexico border. You just you got to wait your turn and you drive across whatever. But once you leave Europe, like even getting into Turkey, like the borders are way stricter. You need visas. Like the visas are fucking expensive. People don't talk about it, dude. Like if you're on a long term trip, like the Middle East, like it's all political too. Like they're like, oh, it's like we just don't want too many Americans, so we're gonna charge them a fee. Even in Turkey, it was like $100. And I remember I was on the train at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, first of all, I had to like sneak on this train, and then I had to like show them a fake ticket, and then they were gonna kick me off, and I had to pay extra. But they wanted the currency. They wanted to receive Turkish lira, but I had not yet been to Turkey, so I'm like, I don't have lira, bro. Like, why do you want lira? And so I had to like go through the train and ask people if they had lira. Or no, they wanted euros. They wanted euros, which was even more random because like neither of the countries were in. They use euros. So like I had to like go through the train and find someone to give me euros, and then I get off the train at customs. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think I'm good because I fucking got the euros finally to stay on the train. And then to get into Turkey, they're like, "Oh, where's your visa?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? What visa?" Like I didn't even know, so I had to like scramble on my phone and like get a little bootleg visa for like $100. And before I even received it, like before it was even official, I just showed it to the guy, the receipt that I had paid, and he's like, "Just go, dude, and you stamp my passport." So he fully should not have done that, but I got really lucky in that situation. So yeah,
He was a Patreon listener, that's why, right?
Yeah, dude. Give him 33 free months.
Yeah. So now you're back to the US. You've completed this amazing journey, which obviously we'll dive a bit more into afterwards. But what's it like being back? Like, I remember, for example, I spent a year in Germany and just coming back to Canada. Initially, I just like there's little things that you're just like, holy shit! Like I was like, I forgot how like colorful our money is, and just little things that you would never experience unless you leave for a certain period of time. What are some of the experiences that you've had being back?
Yeah, so I think like the biggest culture shock, because I was in Japan, like I finished up in Japan. I was there for a month, and I think I'm just having culture shock from Japan to America now, because all like the little rules that Americans like to break, like jaywalking or speeding, or like just little things that like individuals in their mind are like, oh, I could just break this rule, no problem. It just kind of irks me a little bit, like standing at the sidewalk, people are jaywalking, and I'm just like, come on, guys, like, are you really in that big of a hurry? Like, I don't know, there's just something relaxing about it. Like this, you just wait for the light. It's like such a stupid little thing, but it is annoying. Like today, my girlfriend and I were walking in town, and like, someone's jaywalking, and then someone honks at them, and then they have to swerve, and it just traffic's a nightmare. And I feel like, yeah, that in American like individualism is like, it can be a little annoying, so
Individualism and like a little bit like rebelliousness, I guess. Breaking a little.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like the rules don't apply to me, or like, oh, I know better, I'll just cross the street, whatever. But it's funny, my girlfriend brought this up too. She's like, because I sneak into events, and I'm a mischievous guy, but then I have this like weird issue with jaywalking. It's like, what the? I don't even get it.
You were saying that, and it was kind of popping into my head. So
Right.
yeah, that's true. He does break into events. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
They think they can do whatever they want, as bastards. Crossing the street.
I pay taxes. Well,
Right.
actually, I don't. I've been gone for the whole last year. But isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that fucking Japan is so orderly, but a lot of the countries that are nearby, like Southeast Asia, there's such disorder when it comes to traffic.
Yeah, I don't understand. And Japan's an anomaly, dude. I think the fact that they're an island allows them to like be like separated from other cultures like super well. I don't know how China is. I've heard it's like chaos.
I've heard it's bad, yeah. And Philippines
Yeah.
too. Philippines is an island nearby too, right? Like
That's
I've heard
true.
the traffic there is really bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think
Japan's
Manila
right.
has the most cars on an island or something like it's some crazy stat like that.
Oh yeah, I think Manila is also like the world's most crowded city. I'm pretty sure. Like the most
Yeah.
densely populated.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean with Tokyo being the size, like it's one of the biggest cities in the world, if not the biggest, right?
It
Like
is. It is.
you'd expect disorder.
Mm,
So kudos to them for whatever system
yeah.
they have. Like you guys
It's
figured it
incredible.
out.
It really is incredible. Like each time I go back, it is very. It's just a stimulating place because yeah, you like have these questions like, how does this work? Like why? Because I mean, like if you go to a place like India, like, and this is something I would love to talk about is how much I hate India. When you go to India and you're like, oh yeah, like it's so crowded, whatever, and I'm complaining to my traveler friends like, oh well, like it's so chaotic and people are so rude because it's so crowded, and I was like, Japan. But Japan, they're crowded and they're very polite. They have figured out a way to not treat each other poorly in a very crowded place. So, yeah, it's one of those places that it's just each time I go back, I think it's continuously like very stimulating. Like, what the fuck's going on?
It's
It's
fucking interesting. So Connor, you last left us you left us with a story from Pakistan, and you told me the story, and the listeners, it's a great story, but I have to admit something to you. I hadn't watched the video
How dare you?
that you had put out on YouTube.
How dare
After
you?
the episode, I went back and watched the episode, and it's one thing to be a crazy story, but seeing it, man, like that was one of the best travel videos I've ever seen.
Thanks, man.
Like,
Yeah.
so for those who haven't seen it, I'm just gonna kind of tease it a little bit, but Connor meets someone in, what is it, London?
London, yeah.
In London that has a connection with a spiritual or religious family in Pakistan, and
Descendants of
the
Muhammad.
amount of descendants of Muhammad, and I mean the amount of influence these people have and riches. Like the guy's got like 3 houses, like you were describing, but it's just so fucking crazy. So we actually just rewatched the video. I showed my fiance just a few minutes ago,
Oh yeah.
and the whole time she's like, "Oh my god, he's gonna get murdered. He's gonna get murdered. He's gonna get murdered." Because you know what I mean. He's showing you your room, and it's just like creepy a little bit.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
There's a bit in there where it shows your room, or you're showing your room, and there's a mirror right next to the bed. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but we paused it, and you can see it's a 2-way mirror.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. Stop it, dude. Stop it, dude. How would you even know that? How would you even know
We paused it. You can see it.
Well, it's like some guy like slow jerking it behind the other side of the mirror.
No, I'm just fucking with you. But
That is terrifying. I believe you for a second. I could see it with the amount of like intrusiveness I experienced on that trip. Like for example, right? I'm staying in this guy's house, extremely generous, very wealthy guy, very nice, sweet man. Everything's going great. And I had really bad food poisoning when I was in Pakistan, and I wanted to take like a day off. And so like I was going to sleep, but I didn't want to be bothered because the servants are always coming around asking if you need anything. God, what a ridiculous sentence that was. And so like they're always knocking and like bugging you, those peasants,
servants do.
Yeah, and so I locked my door and I just wanted to get a good night's sleep. I didn't want to worry about someone coming in. And I woke up the next day like kind of late, like I had slept in. And my friend had like delivered these like very traditional Pakistani clothing. It's like this long like collared shirt with like nice big baggy pants. And I was like, how did these pants get in here? And the door's unlocked. And
I'm wearing them.
Damn it. I was like, God damn it. Like they unlocked my door and they came in when I was sleeping. That's just weird, man. So I would believe that there is a 2-way mirror in there.
Yeah. Anyways, listen, if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I don't understand why it doesn't have 1 million views. I don't know any other YouTuber that have ever captured anything like that. It is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was so bizarre, dude. it was so bizarre. I mean, it was like I was in the Beatles or something. Like the way they were bum rushing us and like hug, like people were crying and like giving them their babies to kiss and like, oh, give us your blessing.
That guy
It was
was
weird.
kissing
It was so weird.
the uncle's feet.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yes. Yes. I forgot about that. Like someone spilled tea on his feet and then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they were like kissing his feet, like cleaning it. And I was like, hey, bro, like, is someone kissing your uncle's feet? He's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Like, normal day. Like, nothing to see here.
Wild. But anyways, Connie, I want to dive into it. We've got a couple countries here to touch the countries that you last left us. So we kind of touched a bit, or no, sorry. When you left us last, you were going to India for a wedding, which didn't happen, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe lead us off into India and let's talk about it. Why does India suck so bad?
Oh, dude, India is just the worst. I mean, I was in northern India, you know, for all like the India simps out there that tell me to go to the south. I did not go to the south. I will be honest. I did not go to the south. I've heard it's great. That's fine. I probably will never see it because I don't want to fly into India again. Like the amount of smell and like just like foul things happening, like people throwing up in the street, people spitting the red beetle juice everywhere, people honking, people shoving past you in line, beggars, you know, like the amount of chaos. It's like it's fun. Like if I had like a regular job and I was like wearing a suit and tie every day, going to an office, I might enjoy India for like 2 weeks. But like from my experience, you know, I was there 2 months. I really tried to give it a shot. I really wanted to give it a chance. And I just hated it, dude. I just hated every second. Like it was just an exhausting place. Like it just drains you. Like, oh man, the people were so rude, dude. Like I'd be waiting in line to buy a train ticket and people were just shoving past you. You know what I mean? It's like everything is like a competition. Like people are just like fighting for resources there. It really was like, you know, because I came from Europe. Like I spent 5 or 6 months in Europe, and you know, there's a lot of environmental protections over there, stuff like that. Like with the motorcycle, like you can't enter certain regions during certain times of the day because of the whatever laws. And in my mind, I was like, you know, my American like mind, I was like, oh, like these fucking restrictions and blah 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 blah. And then I get to India and I just see like what a toxic fucking wasteland it is. And I'm like, this is our future if we don't do something. Like, it was horrifying, dude. Like, it is so dirty, bro. Like, I remember going to a bus station, right? And, you know, bus station in Canada, bus station in whatever, Europe, just name a country. It's probably fine. Maybe a little, you know, there's some riffraff. It's a little scary.
Ours are just colder. If you're in Winnipeg, you might get stabbed.
There you go. Right? But at the Indian bus station, dude, I'm not even exaggerating. It was a dump. Like it was a literal dump. Like I had to like wade through a pile of trash, like a foot deep, to get to the bus. Like plastic bottles. It was horrifying, dude. So like all of like spiritual girls that are like, oh, I'm gonna go here to like do my meditation, whatever. I'm like, all those travel vloggers, like they're not showing the real India, dude. Like there's something missing. Like they are not. Like it is. Oh, dude, I could just rant for hours.
Sounds like a wonderful place.
It's what you pray love on, dude.
Yeah. One thing that you just kind of talked about, betel nut. Can you maybe introduce that to the people that don't know what it is?
Oh,
describe the sensation of because you use that a little bit across your trip there. You got a little habit of the beetle.
Yeah, a little cheeky beetle nut addiction.
You live like a beetle in Pakistan, then you fucking try to keep it going, eh?
Nah, man. So I think, don't quote me on this, but I think betel nut is the most commonly used drug in the world. So it's like, I think it's betel and then caffeine. It could be vice versa, but it's up there. It's up there because most people use it, or a lot of people use it in India, Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Hong Kong, you know. It's basically just a nut that if you chew it by itself, it will get you high, like stimulates you. It's kind of like between like caffeine and like cocaine. It's like somewhere in the middle, you know? But so like the OG like paleo fucking non-GMO like just all natural version is like pretty stimulating. But then what they do is they like wrap it in a leaf, and then in India they'll put like certain spices or sugar or something like that in like the little wrap,
Garbage.
and then they'll put a what?
Some garbage.
Yeah. You gotta get rid of it somehow. You know?
We're spreading it out.
Yeah. But they'll put like chemical lime in there, like it's a paste of some kind that like burns your lip, and like
What?
it's kind of like chewing tobacco, so it's supposed to like absorb into your skin. I think it like helps the absorption. It's like I think they put like fiberglass and dip in North America.
Yeah.
I think it's the same idea.
What does it taste like?
Well, in India you can get like really delicious versions. You can like it's kind of like going to a cocktail bar. You like ask them to put like put like gummies in there, put like this vitamin powder. Like you can it's very customizable. But like the stock one is like it just tastes like an herb because you're like eating the leaf. It's kind of good, man. Honestly, I did it a lot in Southeast Asia. I became a fan.
Fuck, did it fuck up your teeth?
They were like red, yeah, for sure. Like even like the next day, like you can see it in the videos. They're like pretty red. It was kind of makes you a little self-conscious, but when in Myanmar,
dentist-
you gotta.
Yeah, fuck, your dentist can be like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah,
We
no,
don't
and
have
dude,
this.
and there's a thumbnail for one of my videos. I think it's called "Getting High with Locals in Myanmar," and the thumbnail is like a dude that's been chewing betel nut for like not even that long. Like he's not even that old, but like his teeth are fucked, bro. Like rotten, just like blood red. Like it's disgusting.
And that's very common.
Yeah, very very common. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wild. Another thing that you did in India that was really interesting, just based on the videos that that I've watched, is you did a meditation retreat.
Mm.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was tough, man. It was 10 days silent meditation, no talking, obviously no cell phones, no reading, no writing, no speaking, no eye contact, no dancing, no nothing. Just you wake up at 4 a.m., a little servant comes around ringing a bell. Ding, 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 ding. I'll never forget, dude. I was so pissed when I heard that motherfucker ringing the bell every morning. I was so mad. That was a true test on if I had achieved nirvana yet. If that guy like stopped pissing me off, like, oh yeah, it's working. But like every morning, I was like so fucking mad at this guy. But then you meditate for like 3 hours in the morning, eat breakfast, which is not good. It's not good food. Go to the afternoon, meditate 2 hours, have like, office hours with the teacher. And that's when you can ask questions about the practice and stuff. And then at night you meditate for another few hours. I did the math. It's like 10 hours, 45 minutes of meditation every day. And it was pretty grueling, man. Like it was tough, dude. Like the first 3 days were tough. And I remember we started with maybe 20 people, and each day you go to lunch and you have like an assigned seat. So there's never any question about where you're sitting, or you don't have to talk to anybody. You just go and you sit and you eat and leave. And so they have like little name tags on your seat, like little label makers they had made for everybody. And I remember on the third day, like the little helper guy with the bell, he came around with like a little, like a paint chipper, like little, something to like take the name tags off. He would like scrape them off. And like I remember the guy next to me like had left. Like he was missing for like the last few hours, and then he just came up and like scraped his name off. And I was like I'm in Squid Games. People were just getting eliminated.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So what's it like? Like, you said it's tough for the first few days. Like, do you get into a rhythm eventually that you're like, okay, I can do this, or is it just always a constant battle?
I say like each day there were moments of difficulty, but they got progressively like smaller. But like, yeah, I mean, even until the last day, like it's work, man. Like you have to show up. You just have to show up. I mean, you have to approach it like it's your job, like very professional. Like I'm going to show up and focus on my breath for 11 hours today. And like, you have to be very determined, and it's weird. Like you're just sitting on your ass all day, but it's very grueling work to like sift through all your you're crap like mentally. But I mean, I will say, like, I came out of the other end like very, I felt healed. Like I feel like my thoughts were much clearer. I was able to relate to people better. I was way more calm. Like it was easier to work. Like I could multitask better. I could like see my thoughts a little easier and like organize tasks better. And I just felt like way happier, and it was like a really, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It just felt really good because I realized like I don't need anything to be happy. Like I had jack shit in there, bro. I wasn't exercising or eating right or sleeping enough or doing anything fun. I was just closing my eyes all day and meditating. But I felt like incredible at the end. Yeah.
That's really interesting. It kind of sounds like a little bit like a psychedelic experience.
Yeah.
Where would you rank it on the psychedelic experience, I guess, realm?
It's up there for sure. I mean, what I liked about it was, you drink ayahuasca or smoke a mystery powder with a shaman, and like you have extremely like profound experiences, and sometimes it's very hard to to relay that information to people or to like even like understand it fully yourself. But like with the meditation retreat, it's like each day it's like taking slow bites instead of like feasting all at once.
Yeah.
So it's like you come out of the other end and it's like much more like easy to integrate into your life. Like I remember I smoked 5-MeO DMT, like it's called Bufo. It's like the toad venom. It's supposed to be the strongest psychedelic. And when I came out of it, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what do I even do with this? Or like when I was on ayahuasca, I was like communicating telepathically with aliens. I was like, what do I do with this information? Like, how does this help me? But then the meditation retreat was like extremely clear on like how to act right when you leave. It's I would say it's way more user friendly than psychedelics.
Wow. Yes, it seems like it teaches like patience almost.
Yeah, patience and hard work, man. I mean, like, a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I'm not good at meditating. Well, it's like we have to do it a lot. Like, and that's what I realized is you have to like put in the 10,000 hours. It is grueling work. Like all those, like, like the Buddha and like all these like historical monks and stuff, like those motherfuckers are hard as fuck. Like sitting there just watching their thoughts all day, like that's hard, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it sounds like it was an interesting experience. I've considered doing it at one time in my life. Don't know if I have the balls to do it, but if I have 10 days to just not talk and just think. But at one point, if I do, I'd consider it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next after that was Myanmar.
Huh. Yeah, Myanmar.
I'm in Myanmar. Listen, I'm gonna let you take the reins. I've got a couple questions, and if they don't come up, well, I'll kind of circle back. But I'll let you take the reins.
Myanmar was so I felt really. I'm glad I can jump on a podcast to talk about this because this was something that was hard to communicate in the videos. I was fucking scared going to Myanmar, dude. Like to all the listeners out there on your smartphones right now, just Google Myanmar news and see what comes up. It's terrifying. All the things that are happening in Myanmar. Like we're making light of it, but like full on genocide, like authoritarian regime. Locking up journalists, like it is fucking scary, dude. And I just had this like stupid idea to like go to every country between Ireland and Japan. And I was just stubborn. I was like, I have to go. And I was scared, man. Like the airport, I didn't post this in any of my videos, but like the airport was empty, dude. No tourists, abandoned tourist villages. People are broke as fuck. Like it's sad, bro. Like if you look at the list of the most free countries in the world, like classic, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, whatever at the top. And they scored like 9.7, 9.4, whatever. And then Myanmar, dude. Okay, there's North Korea is here. Myanmar is here. It is worse than North Korea. And then Afghanistan. That's the bottom three is North Korea, Myanmar, and Afghanistan. Okay.
Jesus Christ. So it's less free than North Korea.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, I remember talking to people on the street like, oh yeah, how's life? Because, like if you watch my videos, I like to talk to locals, whatever, get a vibe of how things are in the city, whatever. I'm I'm like, how's like in Myanmar? And you cannot ask that question there. Like people will like look over the shoulder. There's spies. People's phones are tapped. Like I got a Myanmar SIM card and I was like scared, bro. I was scared. I was like, I was calling my girlfriend. I didn't say shit, bro. I didn't say shit in the videos about the situation because I didn't want to be on camera on an SD card. Like, Myanmar is the second least free country in the world. I don't want to have that evidence in my pocket. Like, so I didn't mention shit.
No.
So I posted a video, my most recent one. I think it's called like, what's it called? Inside. Oh, I can't remember. But it was
the military one.
Yeah. It was like
The military breaking military curfew.
Breaking military curfew in Myanmar. And because like the thing was like I recorded the video and like I was scared, man. Like I was on a bus. It was like late at night. We're breaking the curfew of the authoritarian regime, North Korean style, and like the bus in front of us breaks down, like the tire popped or something, so they're like fixing it, and we're just outside at like 1 a.m. Curfew's at 12, and we're just like, and a cop rolls up, and I couldn't go on camera and be like, oh man, I'm so fucking scared, like, oh, Myanmar is so scary, because I didn't want to say it. So like I think I did a good job of like dubbing it over and like voicing, like, because I got a microphone later and I kind of narrated the situation. But I mean, that's a testament to how scared I was, dude. I wasn't even on camera being like, I'm scared. Like I was so scared I couldn't even say it. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so did you get an understanding of what the genocide was happening in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
country?
there's a lot of like ethnic groups in Myanmar because it's like it's so close to China, and there's a ton of diversity like in the mountains and stuff. And yeah, it's like Rohingya Muslims. I think it's the same group that the Chinese are killing off. I think. I don't know. But I mean, it's pretty much just like, yeah, Myanmar has the world's longest ongoing civil war. It's been going on for like 75 years. Ever since they got their independence from the British, they've had a civil war. And there's just all these, like warring groups and stuff. And they were experimenting with democracy. And then they had an election in 2021, the first, I think, democratic election ever in the country. Could be wrong on that. But it was like some big monumentous thing. And then right after the election results came out, the military was like, we don't like those results. And they just jailed all the politicians. They just put everybody in prison.
Holy
and they're like,
shit.
we run it now. So yeah, it's just a military dictatorship.
Wow. Well, I
Yeah.
guess there's one thing we learned about them is that they don't have any oil, or else the U.S. would be there, right?
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Why is no one knows about this? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, we're gonna
unless
help
you
Ukraine 'cause
specifically
they have, natural gas and fucking wheat. Like, no one gives a shit about Myanmar, dude.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Like
Yeah,
it's a
fucked, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, on a lighter note, like the people are like super friendly and like polite and like they smile. And I mean, that's my biggest takeaway from Myanmar was like, I was scared shitless, but then all the people around me were like super comforting, like just so nice and like just amazing, like classic Southeast Asian, type people, like very humble, hardworking,
people.
like everybody smiles. So that was nice. But I think next time I go back, it'll just be for like 3 days. I was there for 2 weeks and I like way too much. So
Yeah, and you even got to have an experience with one of the locals who was he had a little bit of a little boozing problem.
oh yeah, the alcoholic taxi driver.
Oh man, that episode was so funny. Jesus
That
Christ.
was probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever done traveling. Like that was up there as like just straight up stupid. Like getting on a bike with someone, like drinking mystery liquor out of a barrel, and it looks like Mountain Dew's evil twin. It's like looks like battery acid or like gasoline, and we're just pounding. And he tells me, he's like, "Yeah, I have 20 of these a day. I have 20 drinks a day." And I'm like, "Dude, you weigh like 90 pounds."
With his fucking beetle nut
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, come on, let's
Yeah.
go to an island full of venomous snakes." And I'm like, "Let's go." Yeah, because I was drunk,
I swear to God, if you didn't have a camera, I don't think you'd go on that bike. You're doing it for the fucking tube.
I don't know, man. I think I might, honestly. I think I would.
after like the second time he crashed.
Yeah. Yeah, probably after the first time I crashed, I'd be like, all right, I'm good. Like, I don't need to. But honestly, we were so deep in the jungle at that point. I was like, I kind of have to get on the bike. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna
get my
out of
ride?
here if I don't? Yeah. So that one was sketchy. That's the one I look back and I'm like, that's kind of hard to watch. Like, it was rough. He got so drunk he couldn't even talk anymore, dude. And I'd be like, hey, bro, where are we at? Like, we're like his friend like disappeared for like 30 minutes, and we're just sitting there in the blazing hot sun, drunk. And I'm like, where's your friend go? And he's like, oh. And he just makes noises and just points. And I'm like, we are fucked.
Oh my god, like that. Yeah, that guy was so funny. He was so funny. Another bit of wisdom that you shared in that video, not necessarily in that video, but in your Myanmar content, is pre-gaming anti-diarrhea pills. That made me laugh. That's so fucking funny.
You watched, Phil. Thank you.
I care.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So that's funny because I had like cheeky, like little smart ass, like travel hacks. Try this on your next solo backpacking trip. Pre-game diarrhea pills. It's kind of true though. Like if you're on a long bus ride in India or Myanmar, wherever the hell you happen to be, and your stomach is upset, like just plan for diarrhea because it's probably coming. You know, just take it before you eat. You know.
Yeah. It's a. This is a man who shit himself a few times that is saying this. Like this is a man who's learned from his experiences.
But then that sounds like something I put in like my Instagram bio, like shit myself 3 times. Experience backpacker. I've had diarrhea in a hole in Myanmar.
It's like a frat boy that's like backpacks. That's like his. I pre-game anti-diarrhea pills, bro. Sigma Chi.
That's true. No, I think my other one also was related to the bathroom. I was like, yeah, travel hack, like bring piss bottles on the bus, like because you don't know when they're gonna stop. So,
do you guys get on the highways? Do you guys get piss jugs, like that the truckers throw over?
Yeah.
Is that just a Canada thing?
I thought that was lemonade. That's not special lemonade.
It's lemonade.
A cloudy lemonade.
I think that's a Trailer Park Boys thing. I think they're the ones who came up with the piss jug. Yeah.
What? No, dude, the piss jug is as old as time, man. No way.
But like they're the ones who made it mainstream. Everybody talks about it now.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, they are revolutionary individuals. I could see that. Yeah.
Exactly. So next, after that, you went to Thailand.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Thailand was it was cool. I wasn't there for long. I was just pretty much meeting my girlfriend. I was there for about a week. And then, dude, we do have a gnarly story from Thailand. We went to a wet market in Thailand, and it was disgusting. We saw all kinds of murder happening all around us. Pig carcasses and beheading of various animals of your choosing. Buckets of pig's blood, live fish crawling around on the sidewalk. It's fun for the whole family, you know.
It's where COVID started, no?
Yeah, you know, that's we honestly we went there to get new antibodies. You know.
Get ready for the next one.
Yeah, COVID-23, baby, coming to a lab near you.
Fuck.
No, that was rough, man. And weed is legal in Thailand now. So my girlfriend and we stumbled on a little weed shop and ripped a bong, and things got weird. I had to end the video shortly after that because it was way too intense. We walked out of the little bar or whatever, and there was like a pig cut down the middle, like head to ass. And I was like, I'm good. Let's go home. Like, I don't need to see anymore.
Like, nah, pass.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it from Thailand. I just did that, and I was like, I think we can leave. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And then after that, you guys did Cambodia, Vietnam. Any highlights from those countries?
Cambodia, honestly, was like, I was surprised at like the vibe was like bad there. And I know they've had issues with their own dictators, genocide and stuff. And I know they've like been through a lot, like as a society, but people just were a little more closed there, not super friendly. Just kind of weird vibes. I didn't enjoy Cambodia as much. And like, I understand why, but I didn't feel as welcome there, even as Myanmar. Myanmar and Cambodia were they were kind of a bummer, honestly. We met some nice people in Cambodia. Like my girlfriend and I, we drank under some guy's porch, and they were cracking beers, and rented a scooter, and we had a good time. But I remember walking away, and I was just like, it's kind of sad. Also, I saw someone cooking a dog on a grill in Cambodia.
Somebody cooking a dog?
Yeah.
Was it golden retriever?
It was like a small dog, but I knew it was a dog because it had the snout and the little cute ears, and it was a head. We saw a dog head, man. It was sad. It was really sad. Yeah.
The stereotypes are true.
Unfortunately, they are. And I wasn't filming anything that day, but I like took out my phone camera and I was like, and the guy grilling, I was like, can I take a picture? And he was not into it. He was like he was kind of pissed. Like I took out my phone and that's how I kind of knew it was a dog. I was like, oh, this guy's not psyched that I'm here.
Fuck.
That was sad.
Dog.
That was sad.
Yeah, I did. I've had a guest come on and say that he's tried dog before.
Did you like it?
Said it was well seasoned, but that he wouldn't try it again.
Like the mental issue, or like did it just not taste good, or?
No, he said like they like seasoned it well, but like that he just wouldn't have it again, just based on ethics. I think he was kind of in the bush, and I was like, I don't know if I could eat dog. Don't know if I love dogs too much. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Could eat cat, 100%.
Yeah, fuck cat. Would you really eat cat though?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You just don't care about cats?
I just don't think they respect us.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I was reading something that said like cats, if they were humans, they'd be sociopaths or psychopaths, one of the two. Like they just don't give a fuck about anybody else.
Yeah. That's why I don't have I don't share compassion towards them because they don't share compassion towards me.
Right. It's reciprocal. You're like, you don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about you. I'll eat you. I'll eat your whole family, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas dogs, no, there's no way I would eat a dog. Yeah,
what about a
I love
kitten?
them too much.
Would you eat a kitten?
I think kittens they're not cats yet.
Okay.
So,
they got to pass.
Once they mature and become a cat, that's where the
right,
not very niceness comes out, I feel.
Right. Okay. So a cat has hurt you in the past. That's
yeah,
what you're really
I got scratched once. Yeah, all the cat lovers of listening to the podcast are like, fuck this review.
Yeah, you're losing listeners by a second.
Steve, should we cut this out?
Patreon only, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So then you went to Vietnam. I listen. Everybody's kind of talking about Vietnam. Seems like everybody's going to Vietnam.
Listen, Vietnam is the hot budget travel destination right now. You must go. Here are 10 tips. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah. It's like that fucking Zoolander quote or meme there with Will Ferrell. Vietnam is just so hot right now.
Yeah. It is though. It is. And for good reason. I mean, I think Vietnam's awesome. I think Vietnam's incredible. It's one of my favorite countries. Sense of adventure. Nobody speaks English, for better or worse. It does make for some interesting adventures. Nature's amazing. I did a motorcycle loop in the north. A lot of people do it when they go there, the Ha Giang Loop, which I thought was a bad thing. I was like, oh, like everyone does it, so it's super lame. Like it's probably gonna have a ton of tourists and stuff. But dude, it was gnarly, dude. Like we were out in the middle of nowhere, like no infrastructure, no electricity, running water, no one speaks English. It's crazy, dude. Like you can get far as fuck out there. And I thought it was incredible because I rented like a little dinky little scooter where the brakes didn't work. And the rental agency just let me take this like piece of shit on like the most dangerous roads I've ever ridden on. Like I took a motorcycle across Europe with like a nice bike, like made for the road, whatever. And now in Vietnam, I'm like a piece of shit, like basically just like a bicycle on like some of the worst roads, like huge drop off, like no guardrail, like wind, rain, everything. It was gnarly, bro. It was gnarly.
Wow. How's the traffic situation like driving through Vietnam? What is that like? Like obviously in the mountains and stuff, you're not experiencing as much traffic. What's it like going through the intersections and shit? Is it just kind of fuck?
I mean, Vietnam is like, I couldn't believe the traffic there. Like the total disregard people have for their own lives. Anytime they get behind the wheel, or anytime someone steps into the road, like a kid, you know, I'm sure it's the same in Canada. Like if you're playing soccer in the yard and the ball rolls into the street, look both ways. You know, you listen for cars, run on the street, right? Vietnam, no. No one looks. They just run in the road. No one looks if they're turning. Like the right of way, you have the right of way if you're turning, basically. And so like people just need to get the fuck out of your way. So it's very stressful. You're going like, you know, 80K down a road and a kid just walks in the road. Like it happens all the time. It's bananas. You're like, just look, just fucking look. Like, do you not care about your life? And like,
is there a lot of accidents?
I don't know, dude. Probably. I don't see how there wouldn't be. No one's looking, bro. No one's looking.
Did you see any?
No. I mean, I was in one. I crashed my bike.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's hilarious.
You hit that kid? Rest in peace.
No, I think I'm still working on it, but I think the video is going to be called "How to Crash a Motorcycle in 10 Seconds." Because literally, the video opened and it's me, and I'm like, "Hey guys, like today we're gonna get as close as we can to the Chinese border. Like, all right, wish me luck." Turn the camera around, and I say, "Oh fuck," and I crash. That's literally like the first 10 seconds of the video. I'm like, blah 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 blah. Wish me luck. Oh fuck, crash. It's like,
did you get hurt?
Poetic. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, my leg is like, I still have a huge scar on my leg. It was just me though. I didn't hit anybody or anything. I mean, it was just, I was being stupid. I just was fucking vlogging on a scooter. And then I saw a pothole, which if you watch the video, if you go frame by frame from when I say, oh fuck, and I turn the camera around, there is actually no issue in the road. I just imagined it. Like, cause I was like focusing on the camera and then I look and I don't know why, my paranoid brain was like, pothole. And I slammed on the front brake and just fucking ate shit immediately. I fell into like a pile of gravel. I got like stones all in my fucking legs. And it was rough, dude.
Wow.
It was rough. Yeah. So.
That's intense. That's intense. Listen, I'll ask you this question maybe afterwards, but we're looking to maybe go to Southeast Asia, and I'd love your recommendation for a couple spots. Maybe do a little itinerary for me.
Yeah. So I mean, Vietnam definitely should go for sure.
Yeah, but before that, let's cover Japan. Your final destination.
Yeah.
What was it like landing or getting to Japan?
Oh, dude, I got emotional, man, because like all the hardships I went through to get there, you know, going to Ukraine, Iraq, Pakistan, Myanmar, India, like all the kind of like shit sandwiches I had to eat repeatedly. Like my savings are gone, you know, like a year of my life. You know, I think it's money well spent, but still, it's like, you know, it wasn't easy to get there. And dude, even like the day before, like I got scammed because I had like the connection to go from Vietnam to Korea to Japan, right? And the people at the airport were like, oh yeah, like you need this visa to transit through Korea. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, what's the website? And then they pointed me to this website and it turned out to be a scam. And so I paid for like a fake visa and I missed my flight. I missed the flight to Japan. And
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I was pissed, bro. I was dude. And so I had to
Mom,
buy
can you
another
send me
flight.
some money? I need to make it. I need to make it to Japan for my YouTube videos.
Mom, I'm making a YouTube video. It's very important.
You're just in Vietnam. You're like, well, I'm in Japan.
Konnichiwa, sir.
People are so orderly here.
You're right. Like, stand in a line. Stand in a line. But yeah, so anyways, I like spent the night in the airport, bought a plane ticket the next day. That just goes to show you, man, like all the shit I had to endure. Land in Japan, you know, tired. I just taken a red eye, and you know, just emotional and probably still half drunk, honestly, from fucking airport beers.
Mhm.
But like,
2 beers
I
till
would
takeoff,
just-
baby.
eh, but yeah, I mean, it was amazing, man. Like, you know, poetic ending to a year-long journey. So super happy to be there.
Right, and it wasn't your first time in Japan, right?
No, I used to live there. I lived there for like a year, teaching English.
Nice. And so, what
Yeah.
did you get up to in Japan?
Dude, Japan. I did some gnarly shit in Japan, dude. Actually, a friend and I, because I used to live in Osaka, right? It's kind of like the second city. It's kind of like LA versus New York, right? So, it's like Osaka is like artsy and like grungy and like dirty and like it's just really interesting. It's like not what you would expect from Japan.
So Seattle.
Yeah, but people are nicer in Japan than Osaka.
I just mean it in terms of grungy.
No, dude, Osaka, I think it's grungy. Like my friend and I went to a like a sex theater where they show like nudie films, and it's
You don't have to
bad.
whisper, dude.
It's bad, dude. It feels naughty, bro. It feels naughty. Like I don't think I should have done this. It was so gnarly. Like when
Was it just all pixelated?
no, we actually didn't stand up to like see that, but like we went there and it's like in this basement. It's like this smoky, filthy, wet, moist den, and it's just old dude. It's just old dude. And then there's like, you know, sorry, I know it's not like the word to say anymore, but there's like fucking transgender prostitutes like working there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and then one of them came up and touched me. They were touching me, and I was like, okay, we're done, and I just left. And that was a weird one. That was a weird.
Looking for some white meat.
Dude, I felt bad after that. I felt dirty after that. I'm like, oh, but I mean, I wanted to show people like outside of Japan they might not see. So mission accomplished, I guess.
There's definitely a lot of weird shit. It seems like in Japan.
Yeah,
Like I watched like a documentary. There was like a place that you could go cuddle someone. I was like, what?
yeah, you pay them to cuddle you to get
Yeah.
physical touch.
I was like, what the fuck are these people going through that you're paying money for someone to cuddle you?
Yeah, Japan, that's a weird one. I feel like sex is like very repressed in Japan, but also it's like out in the open. Like it's repressed and then it's commodified. Like you don't have sex with your wife. You like go out and you pay someone to like flirt with you and like maybe have sex with you, and like it's just this weird. It's very strange, and I don't know. It's an enigma, man. It's weird, and I don't know if I want to like look into it any further because after like the sex theater, I'm like, I'm good. You know?
That's your last memory. You're like, I need to make
Yeah.
it to Japan. Yes. Oh no, a transgender person touched my penis. Everything's ruined now.
Call it off.
Cancel the fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah. But no, I was surprised because I think like after being in a lot of grungy countries like Pakistan, India, you know, Myanmar, like kind of like more classically like backpacker, like blogger friendly countries where like there's always some crazy shit happening. I was a little nervous about Japan because I feel like it's such a common travel destination. Like when I was there, there's tons of Americans. Mr. Beast went to Japan. You know what I mean? Like it's not like some remote. It's not hard to get to, you know. And so I was a little worried about that. So
No
like,
genocide.
no genocide. Damn. Just Google country with genocide. Book the flight. Like,
Sudan? What?
oh, that's terrible. But like, honestly, the videos from there, like my experience there was like really, really awesome, man. Like just weird shit. Like I went to a basketball game and the mascot. It's just like small stuff. Like went to a comic book shop. It's just everywhere you look, there's just always something like fascinating going on. So I feel like it was a success. I've said it for a month, so I'm still madly in love with Japan.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So I guess if you had to pick one country from your trip to recommend someone to go to, which one would it be?
What kind of travel? I mean, are they looking for like
General.
I think Vietnam. I think it's good for everybody. Like you can get like those nice, like my girlfriend and I took a nice like luxury cruise for the night. We took like an overnight cruise with like nice service and like super nice, cheap. You can get like the gnarly, grungy experiences where you're renting scooters and hanging off cliffs. People don't speak English. That's always fun, depending on your level of, whatever. Like your level of ability to adapt.
Yeah.
I think it's just good for everybody. I mean, it's cheap. People are super nice. I will say though, like common misconception, hot take for you, is I don't think Vietnamese food is very good. Or a better way to put it is Vietnamese restaurants suck. Like all the places we went to, like the dirty, like the service was bad, 2 things on the menu, often like this literally happened. Like I was there for 3 weeks. This probably happened like 7 or 8 times. All right. So like not super uncommon, but we go into a restaurant, no staff. But they're open. Like you can tell they're open. Like the food, like like there's like dirty dishes on a table or something.
Yeah.
Right. So you're like, okay, someone's been here today, and you're kind of walking around like, where are the workers? And you have to like go to the kitchen and be like, hello, like I want food, and they're like, okay, and then they come out and they serve you. And this happened actually on one of the videos. I was like, can I have a Coca-Cola? And she's like, we don't have drinks. No drinks. I'm like, are you a restaurant or not? Like you didn't want to cook this. You don't have drinks. There's garbage on the floor. Like, is this a daycare or is this a restaurant? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
It's odd, yeah. Did you feel any animosity because you're an American with the whole Vietnam War thing?
No, I don't think people really care, dude.
Nobody like gloated. They're like, ha ha.
Right, like in America, we say like World War II champs. They're not Vietnamese war champs.
They're like.
No, I don't think people cared. I mean, I think people like will profile you and they're just like, oh, it's just a white guy. Cause like they might not know what language is being. Like, dude, I was in those like remote villages in the mountains and like legitimately, I don't know if those kids go to school. I don't know if they can read or if they know about America. Like, so I just don't really think we're like on people's radar like that,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So in your trip, where were you the most scared?
Scared. Probably Myanmar, dude. Myanmar was terrifying, bro. Myanmar was scary,
What one
man.
moment happened in Myanmar where you were like, fuck, this is my butthole's clenching?
Oh. I was in the town where my taxi driver was drinking all day, drinking the mystery nuclear uranium fluid and getting pissed drunk to the point where he couldn't talk. That village. I was in a cabana near the beach, and there's a nationwide curfew, 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Everybody knows you don't go outside or they'll take you, right?
They'll take you.
They'll just take you. Or beat you up, or they're gonna do something. Like it's not gonna be good. And I remember it was late. It was like 2 a.m. I think I was like on the phone or something, and I'd hear like like a big group of like ATVs and like Jeeps, like loud machinery just drove by my house. I didn't go outside to look, you know, you're not supposed to go out, but I heard like tons of cars whizzing by. And I was scared, man. I was like, who the fuck is driving right now? Like, why are they out? Like, probably the military. And I asked like the hotel owner the next day, and he's like, oh yeah, somebody got picked up. Like they found somebody. Like someone was breaking curfew and they just took them. And then, I mean, at that moment, I was like, fuck this, bro. Like, it's not worth it, dude. Like, I should not be here. You know, like maybe for 2 days I go to Myanmar, but like for this, you know, like, no, it was not worth it. I was like, I need to go home.
Fucking insane, man.
Yeah.
And so maybe let's maybe end this with your best moment. Other than obviously the final moment of accomplishing your goal. What was the highlight? One of the main highlights for you?
Highlight. Dude, I think sneaking into Glastonbury was fun as fuck. I had a great time. I had a great time doing that. Met a ton of great people. Saw some amazing music. Just hung out for like 5 days. It was incredible. Yeah, that's up there for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a legendary one. Yeah. And then I almost forgot, but you were Daily Mail put out a story detailing your journey. How did that come about?
Yeah. Dude, I just got a DM on Instagram from a reporter. She's like, hey, can we feature you, blah, blah, blah. Like, we want to use this YouTube video. And they used like the Tijuana video, like my most popular one, like the world's most dangerous street or something. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then we did like a Q&A. She like emailed me some questions. I wrote her little blurbs. And I was really pleased with it. She was like really thorough. Like she used a ton of stuff for my video. Like they like edited their own kind of like compilation of like a lot of my videos, and you know, they quoted me like really well, and I just thought it was like really well done. I was really pleased with it. So yeah, I was super happy.
I was pretty impressed with it too. Like it was quite long. Like it wasn't a short piece. Like it was scroller. It was a scroller. That's what they call it these days. It's a scroller.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was super thorough. I was really pleased, especially because I gave her so much stuff, like the Q&A. I would like, you know, I told her like the story of the suits with Ahmed, which is like a few paragraphs. I told her about, you know, like, you know, fleeing Myanmar during war, like kind of these like little narratives. And so she included a ton of stuff because I was afraid she would like, you know, like take little sound bites or whatever and like make me look bad, but she did a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. It's a great way to kind of cap off the whole experience.
Dude, honestly, it came at a great time because I got home and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I was interested. This is fun. Yeah, cool.
Hey, I'm interested too, man.
Thanks, man.
I don't have a newspaper, but
yeah.
But what do you say? Let's get into the top 5.
Top 5.
All right, so this week, like I said at the beginning of the episode, we are doing our cheapest destinations for 2023-24. Listeners will get a chance to vote on their favorite group of destinations over on the To Beer Still Takeoff Instagram page. So go ahead and check that out. And if you're not following, go ahead and follow. So, Connor, as the guest, I will give you the honors and pick your first destination as the cheapest destination in the world for 23-24. What's it going to be?
Such a gentleman, Phil. Thank you. That's why you're so successful in life. Is you're a nice guy. You know.
Canadian. What do you want?
I would say Iraq. Iraq's a
shit.
country. Yeah. Did that surprise you there?
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely surprised me. It definitely surprised me. Not that it's cheap, but so I guess after your turn, I guess it's my turn, and I'm gonna go with the one that I thought you were going to say, Vietnam.
You motherfucker. Okay. It's definitely on my list. I have to take it off now. God damn it.
Yeah, see, I've reprioritized with the ones I thought that you might steal.
Wow. We're gonna play a strategy now. Okay.
So I guess I'm not that much of a gentleman, but Vietnam, obviously, we've talked about this a shit ton. It's cheap as fuck. Cheapest beer in the world. Beer street. The food's cheap. Apparently it's not that great, but it's pretty fucking cheap. So for me, Vietnam is my number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Mexico.
Good choice.
Mexico is the one that a lot of, I think, North Americans are familiar with in terms of going to resorts, but you can actually go off resort and get a real experience. And it is a fraction of the cost that you'll pay at the resorts. So you just need to find the right places to go. And Mexico is definitely a spot.
I definitely agree. Yeah, Mexico is, I think it's popular for a reason. I think it's like a great destination.
It seems too that there's a lot of, there's a few spots that are heating up recently, I find. Just kind of seeing a couple of travel vloggers like where they're going, and a lot of them seem to be going to Mexico.
Yeah, we're Acapulco. Cartel country.
Puerto Escondido is a really hot bed right now.
Oh, the surfing town.
Have you heard? Yeah, there's another one next to Belize, and it is called, like, I am blanking on the name. It's Bacalar.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Cool. No, I have not.
Yeah. It's like it's at the south of the Yucatan Peninsula.
Nice. Yeah, Yucatan's beautiful. I went to Playa del Carmen and Cancun, and gorgeous, man. Yeah. Okay, is it my turn?
On to you, buddy. What's your number 2?
Okay. This might come as a surprise. Okay. And I'm going to seem like a hypocrite. India.
Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, you said you didn't like it, but I mean, we didn't talk about the prices. Obviously, the rupee isn't the strongest currency in the world. But hey, you got to take the advantages when they come.
That's true. That's true. I mean, India, I looked it up. It's actually the cheapest country in the world. It's the cheapest country in the world. It's probably
the cheapest and also the most populous.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know. I don't understand economics at all, but I just know it's very cheap. Like, I ate at restaurants, street food. I didn't cook a single goddamn time in India, and my budget was like still very low. I ate out every meal. You can get like delicious smoothies for like 15 cents. I mean, like, I think that's like one of the best things about India is like the food and the prices of things. Quality of life. Pollution are separate issues, but like the prices of things, it's extremely affordable. Like, it's mind-blowingly cheap. So, yeah.
How much was a beer in India?
Dude, I didn't even really drink much in India. It's not really like part of the culture there. Like, they don't really have like the pub culture like Western countries do. I mean, one night I got a beer, but it was like a fancy bar. I think it was like $2 for a beer.
Pretty fancy, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice place. $2 whole. It's like 10,000 rupees, dude.
Yeah. So what's your number 3?
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Because you will not pay for anything in Pakistan. The locals will not allow you to pay for anything. It's crazy. Like, I think I came on here last time where I was looking for an ATM. I think the video is called like "Don't Do This in Pakistan." And what I mean by that is don't try to pay for things because you will not. It's not allowed. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, white guy, no, come with me, have a try, have a fucking sandwich, come to my home." Like, it's incredible. You will not pay for anything in Pakistan.
So it's almost like it's not a good country if you're like an introvert and you don't want to deal with people.
Yeah, definitely avoid it if you cannot talk to people. Because you will be a celebrity overnight.
Fuck. Mix it up with some religious celebrities, eh?
Yeah. Actually, the uncle, the descendant of Muhammad, actually paid me. So like, not only did I not spend money, but he like gave me money. Like, because people are. Oh, excuse me. If you watch in the video, people are throwing money at him. Like, he has a pile of money in front of him, and he turns to me and just like gives me $5. Like, here, peasant, take this $5 bill, boy. I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Fuck, that's funny. Yeah. I think in one of the comments somebody's like, ha ha ha, you said I'm a stripper or I feel like a stripper.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So for my number 3, I'm gonna go with a European country, surprisingly.
Mm.
I'm going to Eastern Europe, and my pick is Hungary.
Good choice. Good choice. That was
Did
that
you
was
make it
in
to
my
Hungary?
mind. It was brewing. Yeah, I went to Budapest, but I didn't film anything. It was just kind of like a boys' trip. My friend came out and visited me, and we drank, did the thing.
It's so I haven't been recently, but in 2012 I had the chance to go. And as a backpacker, this would have been probably 2 months into a 3-month trip. And I was on a pretty tight budget. Like
Mm.
I wasn't drinking every night at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to cut
Yeah.
back. But when I got to Hungary, man, it was just the complete opposite of Western Europe. I could go out every night for supper. I could eat what I wanted on the menu. I could have drinks. I could buy drinks for, girls or something. I was just
Yeah.
living like a king. The foreign at the time, I think, was like 200 something to $1 Canadian. It was insane. And yeah. So it was, if somebody's looking for a budget country in Europe, a lot of people think of Europe and they think of the west of Europe, right? They think of Paris, they think of London, they think of, you know what I mean? These expensive places. Go to fucking Hungary. Might not be your first pick, but it's got beautiful architecture. The food's really good. The beer's really good. The beer is pretty good. It's not Czech Republic, but I mean it's passable.
Yeah.
And yeah, go to a Turkish bath, enjoy yourself. It's a beautiful spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Hungarian food. People are sleeping on Hungarian food. I think it was the best food I had in Europe. Honestly.
It was a lot of it felt like it was homemade.
You
You
can
know what I mean?
taste the
Like
oppression in the food. You can taste the years of struggle in the food. It's delicious.
Yeah. And don't quote me on this, but I think I read this somewhere that it's one of the places in Europe that has the most festivals.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And also if you're there, try the fucking palinka. I don't know if you tried palinka when you're there. Plum
sausage?
vodka or plum hard, or like it's just like a moonshine. Plum moonshine.
Yeah. There was something in Eastern Europe, but I think they call it something different in each country. It was like rakia.
Absinthe?
Rakia.
Oh, rakia. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same?
Yeah, and like in the Balkans. It's similar. Yeah.
Mm. I thought it was disgusting. It tasted terrible to me.
Oh man. Yeah. I had a little stint with rakia in Croatia. We went on a boat cruise, me and my buddy. We got back and I think I crushed I don't know how many rakias, and yeah, it was not pretty. A day on the water on top of that.
Oh.
Yeah, was not pretty.
I can imagine. Yikes.
Yeah. So my 3 is Hungary, and my 4, I'm gonna go with Brazil.
Have you been?
Brazil, I have, yeah. Brazil,
Okay.
I was there in 2017,
Mm.
and one of my buddies lived there. Buddy who used to be a co-host on the podcast, and yeah, man, super cheap country. I feel like you can just crush. Like there's Brazil, they really do meat well. Like
Yeah.
restaurant wise, like I feel like you could go to any restaurant. Like I remember one of the meals we got was like a huge plate of steaks.
Fuck.
And it was
damn,
just
sounds
dirt cheap, man. And yeah, so we the food was amazing. There's seafood once you go up the coast. Beer's super cheap. Brazil's sick, man. I love Brazil.
Do they have like a special alcohol from Brazil?
Yeah, so they have sugarcane alcohol. It's called cachaça.
Like rum?
And actually
kind of?
no, it's no, it's not. It's not sweet like rum. You'd think it would be, but it's a bit more. I don't know. It's like strong. But yeah, so we got so fucked up on it, me and my buddy, when we were there, that we actually got it tattooed on our legs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got a tattoo of. Were you drunk?
I
when
got
you
a
it?
tattoo of cachaça. Yeah. And I
Hell
had a
yeah.
Budweiser cutoff shirt.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So my
Legendary.
4 is Brazil.
Yeah, that's fucking legendary, dude. You don't regret the tattoo?
No. No, it
Even better.
just commemorates the trip. Man, we went to like the hood in São Paulo. His wife lived like in one of the hoods.
Mhm.
And I go there with the same Budweiser cutoff shirt. We were in the metro getting off. Me and my buddy were 2 white guys. And I made eye contact with the chick when I was leaving the metro, and she just looked at me and was like, don't get off. Like, don't leave. Don't do this. Yeah.
Was it that bad?
We were there during the day, and then her mom was like, hey, so you guys have to leave now. It's getting dark. Yeah, we were like,
Damn,
these 2
dude.
guys were like following us around and stuff.
Mm.
And my buddy's like, yeah, those are gangsters. Just don't do anything. Just keep
They
going.
were just watching you to make sure you were like.
They're following
the
us,
right
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Brasil.
dude, that's crazy. That's like I don't know if you saw that British YouTuber that like got detained by the Taliban or whatever. It's stuff like
What's
that
his
where it's
fucking
like,
name?
I don't know. remember.
Backpacker Ben and I were just actually talking about him.
Did you look at?
Anyways,
his stuff?
yeah.
Did you look at the videos he posts and stuff?
Not really, no.
He's kind of a twat, dude. His whole
Lord Miles.
That's it. His whole brand is like, oh, look at me. Like, I can go to these dangerous places. I don't care. Like I think there's a difference between like, I'm going to go to Ukraine. I'm going to meet locals. I'm going to hear their stories and I'm going to like share their experience. That's one thing. But I feel like his whole thing is like, ooh, look what I can do. I can go hang out with the Taliban. Like, and so like, I think we have, I don't want to sound whatever, but like, I think we do have a responsibility to like be real about shit. Like, your experience in Brazil, like I would personally go there. I just, knowing myself, I'd be like, oh yeah, like it's not that bad. How bad could it be? And I'll show up or whatever. And then I'll have a bad experience like you had. And then I'll like be honest about it. But I don't know. I don't know. Like hearing that story just makes me feel weird because I'm just like, I feel like that's the cool thing to do is like go to the dangerous place, but also like, don't fucking go,
Yeah, and from what I understand, like Rio is you're more likely to just stumble upon like a favela. So you can be walking and it's like touristy area and then boom, you hit a favela. Or you're going to another part of the city, bang, you hit a favela. Like what do you do? Like do you go through it? You know what I mean? How do you know it's a favela? Obviously, the telltale signs that it looks like a favela, obviously, but yeah. So I guess advice for Brazil is I'd say just be cautious. Just know that there's a lot of gun crimes. There's a lot of crime in Brazil.
Yeah.
So just don't be a drunken idiot the whole time. Get tattoos and stuff. No. But yeah, it just feels like it's a country where you have to be a bit more aware of what's going on.
Yeah, that's good. Good advice.
But there's some places that were some of the favorite places I've ever been. Like this underrated place, this place in Minas Gerais state, this place called Belo Horizonte, where it literally has nothing touristy, nothing. What it does have is the most bars per capita and just a shit ton of restaurants. So like barbecue places and
hell yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, I was all about that. I think we did 15 bars in one night.
Jesus Christ. Beer and meat, brother. Hell yeah.
Some chicken hearts.
Fuck that, dude.
Okay, so now it's your 3 or your 4 and 5.
I would say, and I feel like I'm probably not going to win this poll, but I'm keeping it a buck, as the kids say, keeping it 100. I would go with Transnistria, the little breakaway state in Moldova in Eastern Europe. Why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing?
Because so the guy who is the co-host with me, Sid, the guy who lives in Brazil, he's gonna love that fucking answer.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna
Why?
love that answer. Because he was a big fan of that place.
Pretty
So
sick.
I think an interesting episode would be to have us three together. I think that would make for a fun one.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe we should do a trivia night.
Okay.
I think it'd be
Okay,
a fun
I'm
one.
down. Say less.
Straight facts. And so maybe describe Transnistria for people who don't know.
Well, yeah, it's just, there's Moldova. So when the USSR split apart, I think Moldova was part of the USSR, and they had like a little internal conflict about like, do we want to stay Soviet people or do we want to be Moldovans when they were separate? And they had a little breakaway state, a little war, actually had a war in the country, and it's like at a stalemate basically. So the Transnistrians feel like they're a separate country. They have Soviet statues, they have statues of Lenin and stuff like that, and they're building new statues, like new communist statues, to show like how devoted they are to communism. And then within Moldova, it's a separate culture, but Transnistria, it's just a little fascinating place. I mean, it's super cheap. It's just weird. It's like it stood still in time, like this little Soviet time capsule is really fascinating. I also didn't see any hotels. I didn't see any restaurants.
I remember that.
Yeah. There's nothing, no ATMs. You can't, like they have their own currency, so it's a huge pain in the ass. I ended up sleeping in some like taxi driver's bed. Like he was not there, he was working. But he's like, yeah, you can just sleep in my bed. Like, here's the keys, here's the Wi-Fi, everything. Cool. Yeah. I just left it.
Yeah. It sounds like they need to adopt a bit more of the Pakistani welcoming, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, to be fair, they did give me that. I mean, like, yeah, I stayed with a local and like he bought my food and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, they're really welcoming. But just the lack of tourist infrastructure was insane. I've never seen a place with like 0 hotels. It was insane. Yeah. But yeah. Do I do my 5 now? Do we do 5?
You do?
Number 5, I would say Argentina.
Oh,
Yeah. Argentina's lit. Great food, affordable. You got everything there. You got mountains, you got beaches, you got wine, just friendly, like Latino people, but it's still like that European culture because it had all like the Italians and Germans that came there after World War II, kind of some dark history. But I mean, it does have that like kind of European feel. Affordable. I mean, inflation is a motherfucker in Argentina. Like the value of
and it's
their
gotten
peso
worse.
is like terrible. Dude. So
Yeah, they're experiencing it's borderline hyperinflation.
yeah, it was bad. Like I went there, I didn't know about the situation, and like you're supposed to exchange your money on the black market, which I didn't even know what that was when I went there. Tried to like go and then get my friend to like wire me money, and it was like this. It was a whole thing, but super weird. But yeah, Argentina, bucket list. Add it to your bucket list.
Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah, it's cool.
So my number 5, I'm gonna pick one. Like I know it's not the cheapest because there's another country below it or south to it that's cheaper, but I didn't get to go to that place, so I don't really want to talk about that place. I want to feature the places that I've been, except for Vietnam. I just had to steal it from you. So I'm going with Montenegro. So Montenegro is south to Croatia. Yeah, and then south of Montenegro is Albania. Albania is a lot cheaper than Montenegro, but Montenegro is a lot cheaper than Croatia. They are on the euro, and Croatia, I think they're just now adopting the euro, or they're in the process of adopting it. But Montenegro was still super cheap. A lot less developed in terms of tourism offerings. But Kotor, from the view from Kotor Castle, the Kotor Bay, I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
But it's maybe the most beautiful view I've ever seen in my life.
Oh shit.
Yeah. and yeah,
What
I
is it?
mean,
Like mountains and like rivers and
yeah,
shit, or
so
what is
it's a bay that's off the Adriatic Sea, and that bay is made up of where Kotor is, and Kotor is like this little village, walled-in village. It's almost like a smaller Dubrovnik, and at the top of that there's a castle, but it's a shitty looking castle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like you can walk through it, like it's
Yeah.
not, it's just the view you get from the top is you see all the mountains all around it, and then just it's insane.
Love that, dude.
Yeah,
European
beer's
castle.
super cheap. The Nikchishko, if I remember correctly, that's what the beer is. And I mean, you crush a couple of those, and even being like in the old town, you can still get a $10 meal. And
Yeah. That's lovely, man. I feel like even to this day, like Eastern Europe has a bit of a bad reputation. You know, dark history, obviously, but I think it is worth getting out there. Like the time I spent in Hungary, Romania, Macedonia, Serbia. Yeah, they're cool, man. North Mac.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I say for people that are intimidated because of Europe's prices, go to fucking your Eastern Europe. Start off there.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to the West, like do Spain, Portugal. Those are the cheapest of the whole bunch of the West, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's do a recap. So Connor's 5 are Iraq, India, Pakistan, Transnistria, and Argentina, and my 5 are Vietnam, Hungary, Mexico, Monte N-word, and Brazil.
Right. Come on. Come on, man. I had to think about that one for a second.
I feel weird saying it, to be honest. So go ahead on the Instagram. So this will be out next Sunday. So go ahead on the Instagram and vote for your favorite team. So Connor, I guess the logical last question for you here is, and the question that you must have been getting from everybody since you've been back, is what's next?
Well, I am going to work like a good boy. I'm going to work and make some money and then leave again. I am actually officiating a wedding ceremony in Japan in July.
No fucking way.
Yes. So it's one of my buddies and his Japanese wife are getting married, and so I'll fly out there, and I'd like to go to China, maybe Mongolia if it's in the cards, aka if I can scrape up enough money. Now might be a good time to join the Patreon community. $3 a month. You know, get early access, exclusive content. Yeah, help me out. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, that's about it for now.
Right on. Hey, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing the
Man.
I guess celebrating the end of this journey.
Drug 2 beers.
Hey, proud of you, buddy. When I'm drinking again,
Dude.
I will definitely crush a beer for you.
Thanks for having me, man. It's always fun to come on. Much love.
All right,
dude.
buddy.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to Two Beers Till Takeoff. Do you want free additional content or just to stay connected with the show? Then give us a follow on our social media platform. That means TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of them. Are you in need of podcast production services, video editing, or anything in between? Then look no further than Strut Sound Productions, the official producer of the Two Beers Till Takeoff podcast. Music produced by Alex Gagne. Check out his work in our show notes. Voiceover done by Viking Leo K. See you next week on Two Beers Till Takeoff.